back to the daily grind, and y'all know we gotta talk about this. But before we do, make sure you hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting B-word, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
The DDRs and Nate Diaz fans alike are holding a W today. West Side motherfucker. Nate Diaz's former agent's lawsuit against Nate Diaz was dismissed in Texas. If you don't know what was going on, there was a former agency that was claiming Nate Diaz hired them after negotiating his Conor McGregor rematch and didn't pay him their fair share or their percentage for negotiating that deal. But that case was dismissed in Texas, but not so fast. It's not all in the clear. It was dismissed in Texas because the former agency was based out of Texas, but they're saying Nate Diaz has never fought in Texas, so we shouldn't be having this case in Texas. That's what Nate Diaz's team says there at the bottom. It says, "We are very pleased that the court dismissed this case because Nate Diaz has not fought in Texas, and the case should have never been filed in Texas." Now, the Balenji group, or the former agency, they have said that they still plan to vigorously pursue this lawsuit, but neither California or Nevada. So, I mean, this lawsuit's dismissed now. It's probably going to come back up. But with that being said, Nate Diaz has not fought since UFC 202 versus Conor McGregor in that rematch. He made a lot of money. Hell, enough money to not have to fight again, it looks like. Except for, you know, if he fights possibly a Conor McGregor trilogy fight, which a lot of fans are waiting for. But other than that, I mean, it's been almost a year and a half, going on 2 years since Nate Diaz has been in the octagon. He's just chilling like a villain. You know, racing his bikes. He does a lot of things on, you know, he's got his own weed strain and stuff now. I just saw on Instagram, I believe, he's got a brand new badass bike, it looks like. I think, you know, bike season might be coming back around. We might see Nate Diaz in another triathlon before we see him in the octagon, which is unfortunate for MMA fans, but if you're a Diaz fan, hey, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, I'm sure you're going to, root for Nate no matter what, even as much as you would like to see him in the octagon. There's been talks about Nate Diaz versus Tyron Woodley fighting for the welterweight title. There's been talks about Nate Diaz possibly coming back and fighting in May or June, but we are not sure what's going on. Nate Diaz has went back and forth on whether or not he wants to come back. He's also said he's moving to boxing. Nate Diaz, there's been a lot of stuff going on with Nate Diaz outside of the octagon, and literally nothing going on with Nate Diaz inside the octagon. So we'll see what happens with this lawsuit. I'll keep you guys informed. But with that being said, let me know in the comments, do you guys think we'll see Nate Diaz back this year in 2017, in 2018? We didn't see him in 2017, and if so, do you think we'll see him in May or June as he said, or do you think Nate Diaz is waiting on the Conor McGregor trilogy where he'll make, you know, as much money in that fight as he probably has made in his entire UFC career? Not just his, as a lot of fighters. I mean, them Conor McGregor money, those are some serious paydays. That's called Red Penny Night for a reason. And if it's the trilogy fight, you got the leverage. I mean, Nate Diaz would make a lot of money in that fight. Do you think Nate Diaz should come back and just fight for a title first, so maybe it'll make the fight that much bigger? Who knows, man? We'll see what happens. But with that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time fan know what you think about Nate Diaz and his return in the comments. I mean, I know you don't probably have too much to say about the lawsuit. It was dismissed. He's got a W, but it's probably going to come back up, honestly. So, hey, it is what it is. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.